Good afternoon all. Yeah, time for a bit of secrecy to come out now. You know we're always busy trying to support the farmers and support the public. Well, we actually put in two freedom of information requests gone into the government. One regarding the meeting with Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock. I've got the response, and I'm not quite sure if you're going to be able to see it, but I'm going to read it to you in a minute anyway. It's on my computer screen. Here it is, 10 Downing Street. And I'm going to try and read it out. This is the first one. I'll have to do a separate video on the second one because the email's playing up. So we've got the reference number, blah, blah, blah. The Prime Minister and the Chancellor of the Exchequer hosted a meeting with representatives of BlackRock, including the chairman, Larry Fink, on the 21st of November. I can confirm that the Cabinet Office holds some information in scope of your request. This information engages the exemptions and sections 35/1/A, formulation of the government policy, and section 43/2, commercial interests of the Act. These are qualified exemptions, and I have considered whether the balance of public interest favours releasing or withholding this information. Shock, I reckon. So, public interest in favour of disclosing the information. I recognise that there is a general public interest in openness. This makes for greater accountability and helps encourage greater public engagement. I also recognise that there is more specific public interest in understanding how the government engages with businesses to develop appropriate economic policies and promote UK interests. Really? From fucking BlackRock? Okay. Ministers, including the Prime Minister, must be able to seek advice and input from expert interested parties as part of the policy making process. So we're calling Larry Fink an expert now, aren't we? And we all know what expert means. It means a drip under pressure. Furthermore, they must be able to discuss policy freely and frankly, both with officials and third parties, and understand all of the possible implications when developing government policy. It would not be in the public interest to threaten the candour of all involved if they were to take the view that the content of the discussions would be disclosed prematurely. This could result in the quality of the debate underlying collective decision making declining, leading to worse informed and poorer decision making. Public interest in favour of maintaining the exemption at section 43. The exemption relates to information, the disclosure of which would or would be likely to prejudice the commercial interests of any person, including the public authority holding it. It is engaged because the information in question discloses commercially sensitive information about the outlook of the business attending the meeting. There is a very strong public interest in commercial organisations being able to manage their affairs privately and to represent their interest to central government in confidence. These representations are an important source of policy information and advice for the government. These representations have a positive commercial benefit since they ensure that the government is able to take their views into account. This helps government economic policy formulation to the benefit of all UK citizens. Well, that's a fucking first for a UK citizen to have any benefit at all from this share of shit, but there we go. Disclosure of this information so soon after it was provided will make commercial enterprises reluctant to make representations to the government in the future, and this would harm their commercial interests. The information you requested had only recently been created at the time your request was received. The fact that the information is closely connected to live policy issues further strengthen the public interest in maintaining the exemptions and diminish the public interest in disclosure. For this reasons, I consider that the public interest strongly favours maintaining this exemption. Yours fairly, the Freedom of Information Officer. In other words, what an absolute and utter complete crock of shite. So we got Larry Fink being in Parliament then, meeting Shrewsbury Reevesy and starting with the farmer armour, and no one's prepared to tell us what it was all about because they deem it's in the public interest to keep quiet, and these are robbing bastards, aren't they? But let's prove one point, folks. We're on this, we're working on this, and we're going to stir up some shit. So keep Britain farming, folks. Ta-da for now.